It's the idiot check, it's the idiot check. Have we accounted for all those idiots yet? It's the idiot check, it's the idiot check. Oh yeah, we're all here.
What's that? Pod 35?
Is that a pod?
Is it being cast into your face? I think it is, and you're loving it.
Still young, 35, still young.
I don't think so. I
Getting
think
on a
that's
bit.
the point. You're not young anymore.
No, I think 35, like, you feel quite a young podcast, you know?
We are a podcast that's still living with our parents, I
Yeah.
feel like, though. Do you know what I mean?
At 35.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not so good.
No. Well, we're coming at you. I'm coming at you from. My name's Luke. I'm coming at you from sunny Bristol, the west of England. Take it away, Paul. What's happening?
Hi, I'm from the southeast. I'm from a little place called Worthing, just west of Brighton, east of Littlehampton.
What's the weather? What's the weather conditions?
It's not too bad today, thanks for asking. Actually,
That's
it's quite a nice day.
Yeah. What
How about
you?
in Bristol and Tom?
I just said, didn't I? If you were listening,
I didn't listen.
I said it was
Tom?
sunny.
I'm enjoying a sunny, yet slightly cloudy Hove.
Oh, what's Hove then?
Hove is a little place that's not Brighton, but kind of is Brighton. It's for snobs.
Do you say
it's
Hove?
for snobs.
Have you found yourself saying Hove? Well, you have just said it there, as opposed to Brighton.
Yeah, I do say Hove.
Oh, you're one
Where
of
do you
them.
live? I live
Yeah.
Hove. I live Hove.
But usually, who are you talking to? Someone else who's in Brighton going, where do you live in Brighton?
Yeah, usually it's like, oh, where do you live? Oh, I've got to go away back to Hove. If I'm meeting
Gotta
someone
go
in
to-
like Germany, I don't say Hove.
Woodingdean. Sure.
I don't say,
I ju-
actually
I just
it's
say London.
Aldrington.
I just say London.
England.
Easier, innit? Easier. You go Bristol and they go, is that near London? Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have to tell people who I'm doing sessions with that I live in Greater Brighton.
Greater
West
Brighton.
Oh, because they think they're just going to get off the train and be like, woo, Brighton.
Yeah, Worthing sounds so much further away, even though it isn't.
The last time I went to Brighton, for some reason I got really angry at you, Paul, because I was like, why the fuck isn't he living up there again now? Like, why can't I just go up there like I used to do?
Oh, up on the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the station. There was a lot of damp.
Yeah, but then you moved
Yeah,
somewhere else, didn't you? Or was that before that?
I moved to Hove.
Yeah, you moved to Hove,
Oh,
literally
yeah.
just 2 minutes away from where I live right now. And just when
I
I
heard you were
moved
coming
here,
into town.
you moved
Weird
away.
that, innit?
It's funny timing. It's
you
weird,
could
odd
read into that.
timing. You literally,
Well,
like, I
it's-
moved in, you went to Worthing.
I hope it was a worthing while.
Oh, was
Well,
it?
it's one thing doing a podcast with you every couple of months.
It's
I
another
think if
thing.
we were to be on each
seeing
other's
you.
doorsteps, borrowing sugar or whatever you do when you're neighbours.
Every other week we're aiming for now.
I know.
People, yeah, it's in the diary. I've put it in the diary, recurring.
What's that?
Have you
Oh,
actually?
Fuck off, mate. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't mean anything,
No.
but it's extra. It means something more than it was.
It's good to have goals, isn't it? Even if you don't
yeah,
meet
it
them.
is, it is. Yeah.
Speaking of goals, are you looking forward to the World Cup?
Footy
Speaking of
time.
goals.
Nice, like that. I like that.
Come
Yeah,
on,
he's good.
football.
Oh god. But when you say looking forward to it, it's definitely
Yes.
begun quite a few.
It's still
quite a few
happening. It's
days ago
happening,
now.
yeah.
I know, but there's more to come, isn't there? We just
Is
barely
there?
scratched
What
the
if it just
surface.
stopped? What if it just stopped? Would you be happy if it just stopped today?
Next goal wins.
Basically,
No,
the whole
I'm
thing,
quite
yeah.
enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's been good.
I feel like one of those fair weather football supporters who just gets well involved with the World Cup. Basically, just gets well into football every 4
Yeah.
years.
I forget.
Every 2
I
years.
always it brings out the footy like side of people that you forget, like a sort of horrible little side of people that they have. Like I
Yeah.
forget that how because Paul used to play for like Worthing and shit, didn't you? Like you think you're all that. And so when football comes out, I go, oh, yeah, you're a football person. Yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
Especially with musicians, I find it I distrust a musician who's too into sports. I mean, coming from a guy who's fairly obsessed with basketball now, but that's okay. That's different.
It is funny. I mean, like since the World Cup has begun, I've witnessed Paul on 6 occasions just telling people randomly that he used to play for Worthing.
Yeah.
Didn't happen, mate. And I
not
was
even,
most
you know.
improved player, by the way.
Most improved. Yeah.
But I haven't been doing that. I haven't done anything of the sort. In fact, it's been a massive surprise to like work colleagues who just come up and just gone, "Oh, do you like football?"
I thought you were a nerd like us.
Oh, well, it's like people with long hair don't usually like football.
people with long hair and BO don't tend to like footy with the old anthrax t-shirts on. What are you? How many other people do you share the passion for in the old studio?
Well, no, there's a few of the tutors are into it, but it's definitely...
When is the World Cup for Games Workshop?
Nerds, nerds, nerdy nerds. So square that there just aren't any words to describe what it is we do. But we're just like Doctor Who.
But you don't pretend that you don't love... You definitely... Your voice was wobbly the first time I spoke to you, Luke, after Arsene Wenger got fired.
No, I mean, I found that interesting. But I didn't really care that much.
You were a bit
I
upset.
tried my best to be an Arsenal fan when I used to live there, but I just don't care. But I watched some of the England. Did I watch the whole England game? Yeah, I did watch most of it. It's just painful, isn't it? It's just hard.
It is
hard
It is
watch.
painful, but that's part of being an England fan, isn't it? It's like it's almost like we're a big nation of gluttons for punishment. Because we always expect, it's always like, it's gonna this year, you know what, this year they're gonna do something, I can feel it.
You know what though, boys?
Yeah, it's a
I
young
can feel
team.
it.
Yeah.
This is the one. But the thing is, that's what I feel is basically how I look at all of football. It's like, this game will be a good game. This will be an interesting game where like there's more than 3 highlights in 90 minutes of play.
So you're saying that it should be reviewed by journalists before it gets broadcast, maybe?
Well, maybe, but it's just like more often than not, football games are boring. Correct? Come on,
Yeah.
come on. What
On
happens?
balance, you're right.
What happens in the games?
But that's why it's so interesting when stuff
Well,
does
that's
happen.
what I'm
It gets
saying.
exciting.
It's the tantalising aspect. Well, something is going to happen. It's like eating some shit, hoping that one bit of shit isn't shit and is a bit of bread. Do you know what I mean? Right? That's just an image that come across my mind.
I got a peanut then.
Way, I got a peanut.
It is like that, yeah.
It is
Bread.
You're right.
No, you're right. That's a perfect analogy, Luke. Well done.
Yeah.
When Harry Kane scores, I'll be
Sure.
thinking of bread, finding that little piece of bread between the
bit of bread
sweet
amongst
corny
the
mush.
It's like a novel, football versus something like a fast sport like basketball, which is more of a sort of tweet. But I found I can't remember what game I was watching, but something happened. Someone did a good shot on the goal,
Yeah.
and I went ooh like that, and I went what doing that? What's happening?
You can't
there?
help yourself
What have I-"
though.
Yeah, you
Sometimes
can't help it.
You
You
can't.
can't help it.
Yeah.
Thing is though, I only do it when there's other people there. I don't
Yeah,
do it when
Hannah
I'm
was
watching
sort of in the
football on my
room.
own.
Sure.
I shouldn't have done that.
But I think some people do it on their own. That's the
I
side,
know.
isn't it?
Well, does the Pope shit in the woods?
Well, does he eat his shit and find a little peanut and exclaim with joy that it was a
Thing is-
good game?
The thing is, with that analogy, it's like, yeah, you may find
Go
a
on.
peanut in the shit, but it's still
Yeah.
covered in shit.
Well, you could, yeah, well, that's why football is not great.
It's bittersweet.
Oh, what about then? Forget the shit, right? You're eating a meal. The whole thing is horrific, apart from like
A roast potato.
one hash brown,
Oh yeah. That yeah. I get that.
you know,
I get that.
and you go, great. That everything was shit apart from that one bit there. But then that's not the same because you don't know that hash brown's there. It might not be there.
That's true.
It's
Maybe
like-
it's buried under all the sort of dirty lasagna.
Had you have hash browns with lasagna? I'm not on the best form today. I've got
Really?
balls
How's your migraine?
Up since the cracker sparrows with the migraine. So
Oh dear.
I'm definitely things like that you never said when you were in your 20s. You know what I mean?
Cracker sparrows.
Yeah, I was up till 5 with a migraine. Well, fucking annoying, isn't it? When you start getting old, feeling your age.
Do your knees hurt when you get out of bed?
No.
My ankles and my knees click when I walk downstairs.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
like an
good.
sort of orchestra.
That's weird.
It's weird,
Yeah, have
isn't
you
it?
recorded it? Well,
Yeah, you should sample that.
you should.
Have you sampled your baby yet? Because I know you remember you sampled Holly on your first record, didn't you?
I did, yeah. No, I haven't done that yet.
Missing a trick, mate.
He gets a case of red light fever.
Does
When
he?
she gets to him.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he did do too well on the old email address last week, so he needed a couple of goes on that. So,
Speaking of which, did you get any emails?
yeah, we do.
The flow of this pod is going really well,
I
guys.
know.
Listen to the
There's
links,
hardly
the
any
interlinking
gaps.
bits.
Turn it into.
I love a gap.
Yeah, we do have emails. I've got 2 emails, and they're both good.
Will someone send me an email? 'Cause I don't have anyone. Please someone send me an email. Hello@idiot-check.com.
This is an email from a, I don't want to say friend of the pod. I will just say a regular contributor.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Contributor. Hello there, idiot folk.
Contributor. Sorry.
Hello there,
Yep.
idiot. Yeah, you done?
Yeah.
Hello there, idiot folk. It's
I
it's
just,
oh God. What?
I was just like saying hello back.
Okay, I'll say
just
the
carry on
start, and then
Okay.
I'll let you say hello back, and then
Goodbye.
yeah, okay. Hello there, idiot folk. It's Glenn.
Hello. Oh, sorry.
Brackets Darren here. So it's Darren.
I don't remember who that is, but okay.
You do.
Okay, I do. Yeah.
Think about it. I'll
I don't really
I'll
have a
read on,
memory.
and you'll probably
Okay.
it'll refresh your memory.
Yeah.
I felt like it'd been a little while now, and so needed to check in with you again. Actually, in all honesty, I've been a bit slack in listening to this year's episode so far. My apologies. All caught up now, and glad to hear that both Tom and I have found some kind of resolution, and also that you all share my intrigue with people's wiping directions.
Oh, yes.
So it's my nemesis, if you
Yeah.
remember. I wanted to ask you collectively for your opinion on something. I've fairly recently begun playing in an Oasis tribute band. I do the Noel Gallagher bit, if you're asking. I was wondering how you all feel about tribute or cover bands, and also whether you had any assuming experiences of some. Assuming
Maybe amusing.
maybe amusing. Yeah, maybe that's what it means. Say what you mean, Glenn, Darren. Not sure why, but I get the sense that Luke in particular will rage at the very notion of the idea. Am I a bad person for my involvement with this? Let me know your thoughts.
Wow.
In other news, we'll answer that in a second. In other news, I finally popped the question to my girlfriend, and it appears that we're now getting married next year. I was wondering as to your rates for evening entertainment at the reception. I assume that Tom will be more in our budget, but I thought I'd be worth asking all of you just in case. Thanks, guys. Still loving the poddage. Your old pal Glenn, brackets Darren.
Oh, Darren.
Okay, so what do you think about tribute bands and cover bands? What, have you ever been in one?
I've never been in
Oh,
one.
well, I have. Remember? Beach Boys,
Well-
the Pet Sound show.
Oh, yeah.
Did in
Oh,
Liverpool.
great. We can bring up the
Yeah.
Beach Boys. Go on.
Who were you in the Beach Boys again? Were you assigned an actual member? I can't remember.
No, 'cause there's a lot more of us than there were Beach Boys.
Oh, this was the one where you played us. You were trying to do that harmonica solo.
I tried to do the
thing
bass
and-
harmonica solo,
Yeah.
yeah. You can
Pretty-
pop that in
yeah.
if you want.
Shockingly. Listen back to episode. And we can edit in because I don't know what the episode is, but when the gap there, You just put in episode number. Yeah? Editing.
Yeah. But also, if you remember, Paul, it's not really a covers or tribute band, but we met doing a cover, if you remember rightly.
Oh, yeah.
Me and you,
Oh, yeah.
our first experiences of each other were getting together with a bunch of other idiots who play music against our will and having to come up with a cover to perform.
And we did John Butler Trio.
Yeah, not either of our suggestions, if I remember rightly.
Tell you what I like about tribute bands, right? Fantastic opportunities for great puns.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely.
That is something I like about tribute bands as well.
We need the Darren man to tell us what his Oasis tribute band is called.
Shall we have a guess at what it's called?
Oasis. Thank you.
That's good.
Yeah,
No
good.
Oasis. That's obviously probably one already, isn't it?
These are all things.
Um,
What are some other ones, though? Here we go. Let's do some and ahhing for 10 minutes.
what was?
Cut this bit.
I'm in a band. This is my band. Like us on Facebook, please. Okay, well that's a great email. And what were the other things? The rates. You was correct.
yeah,
Tom
he
is
was
very
saying-
reasonably priced. He
Yeah.
can do you weird poetry as what's his face?
Bobby Breadbin.
Bobby Breadbin. Do some recitals. That's about it, actually. And you got any more strings to your bow? What else can you do?
Drums?
What's
West
your
Country,
favourite West Country accent?
renditions
West Country,
of popular songs.
Yep. He's got at least 3 of those.
He's older than you think.
Yeah. He's good at pretending to be half his age. If you're having a young wedding. And your rates are quite good, aren't they? About sort of 20 quid an hour. So, he'll make his own way too.
He'll make his own way.
Yeah, he doesn't. He will travel.
Doesn't
anyway.
drive, but
He'll bring a packed lunch, so he doesn't need any of the catering.
He's very, very flexible.
how much would you charge then?
At least 1,000.
I did try and charge people that have asked me to do their weddings like 2 or 3 grand.
Wow.
Was that to price them out of the running?
Yeah, sort of.
But would you have done it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's so weird. What would you... I'm presuming these are fans, yeah?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's all a bit icky, and I don't want to do it. But I think
It'd be a bit
if
of a
they
meet
were
and
willing to
greet.
pay me like fucking 3 grand, then I will rock up half an hour before, and then just leave.
Play a half-assed set and then
Yeah,
trash the place
play
before
the
leaving.
hits, throw a table over. Fuck it, get out. Get the check. Thank
Insult
you.
the bride and then get out of there.
Cha-ching.
It's a slippery slope, that, isn't it? Starting to
Yeah.
accept wedding gig requests.
Yeah, when the money was tight, it was it's tempting though, isn't it? So, look,
You have done a little song at friends' weddings, right? In the past.
yes, and even then, I'm charging at least $1 grand. Not really, mate. Did it for free. Not as many times as you'd think.
No.
No one wants to, mate. Too depressing, they say.
Mm.
Yeah, Murray did mine because of someone else bailed. Sloppy second.
I would hate to be asked to do that and doing it to do a wedding.
I'm going to ask you to do it. My next wedding, Paul. You're on, mate.
It would ruin your day, your special day for me.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
you'd just be
It
sitting
is
there
true.
thinking,
I don't like
I've
doing
got to
it.
do this bloody thing. I can't really drink, so I don't want to make a tit out of myself.
Yeah.
Well, that's why you get them to do it like... So, for example, the one Murray has to do... He's doing the first dance, which is a bit of
that's
stitch
shit.
up for the person doing it because you have to wait pretty much
Yeah.
till the end of the day before
that's
you
true.
do something.
Fuck.
Like being the groom, where you have to wait until your speech, until you can relax on your wedding day. But whereas I think mine and yours, we had them done in the service, didn't we,
Mm-hmm.
Luke?
Oh, yeah.
That's the
fairly
standard
early on.
thing, isn't
That's
it?
quite nice.
Whilst signing of registers are going on and stuff like that.
Because what else are you supposed to do in that bit? That people are just sitting around while you
Sit a boot.
rustle pieces of paper.
I went to a wedding the other day and they had a cellist and a piano player playing Ed Sheeran songs. I loved that, as you can imagine. Absolutely loved that.
Did you feel like did you have to resist the urge to get up and sing with him?
Yeah, I mean, it was just so moving as well. There's nothing like hearing the A-Team played on a cello.
At least it wasn't Galway Girl, eh?
In a way, it was sort of better, but yeah.
The only thing I've done is when I was asked to play my granny's funeral, and they wanted me to do Danny
Tough
Boy.
gig.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god!
You got a recording of it?
No,
Oh,
it was
please.
the worst thing.
Do
I
a
was
jingle.
dreading it
Can you
every
do a really
second of
tasteless
it.
jingle?
Paul, please, could you do a really tasteless jingle recreation of the moment?
Well, it's fucking hard though as well because it's got a melody very similar to "You Raise Me Up" by Westlife,
Right.
and I couldn't.
Which you know
not
off by
go-
heart.
I
which you
could not.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh, Danny boy, singing. You raise me up.
Right.
Couldn't stop thinking it as I was practicing it
Oh,
because I'm terrible at this. I can't remember words either. After the first verse, my voice kind of seized up and went into a sort of soppy wobble.
Well, there you go.
Perfect.
Perfect. That's going to make for comedy gold, mate.
So I basically slowly worked my way through it, kind of half crying.
Oh, God.
I couldn't reach any notes because I couldn't get any breath behind it because I was so I was in this small, tiny Catholic church, and all these people that knew my grandparents were standing there staring, and I think I managed to get through it, but it was clearly a fucking train wreck.
Oh, man.
And not a jot of response after I finished in a church. Not a
always
polite
good.
clap. There was nothing. Everyone just looked really, really shamed and embarrassed.
Not a wet eye in the house.
No one's made any mention of it since.
Fucking hell, she'd have fucking hated that. He fucking murdered it.
Paul is the only person crying in the whole church.
I'm never doing it again. I don't care if someone I really
Polly
like
boy.
goes and requests
You can't
it. I'm
really
not
say
doing
no,
it.
though. What if someone says, "Oh, this guy requested that
I say
you"?
no, I will ruin it.
Yeah, but they're dead, so they can't. You can't argue with the person that's asked for you to do it.
You can't argue with a posthumous request, can you? It's like,
I'm gonna write my will and put you down as I want Paul to play
me too.
in
me
a coma
too.
or something on my wedding day.
I'll do some of my jingles.
If I die from after being in a coma, please can Paul still play in a coma on my wedding day? Thank you.
Funeral, you mean?
Medley with Danny Boy
Yeah.
and Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley. Thank you.
With a little bit of Maserati in the middle.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Hello, sir. How are you? Well, I'm feeling pretty hungry. That's no problem, me. I recommend a tasty Maserati with a zesty side salad made of chopped Mercedes. This dish has proven popular with the ladies. But I fancy pasta. Well, that's okay. I'll be sure to send a Lamborghini over your way. How would you like to pay? Or do you take idiot check? Why, yes.
The title of this email is "Take My $6.01."
All right.
Wow.
And
Okay.
it's from Yannick.
Hi, Yannick.
Hey, yeah.
I think, just for transparency, that I'm going to read this email as it's written.
Okay.
It's not bad.
No
but
editorial.
no editorializing at all.
Right.
This is
I'm
obviously not
excited.
Yannick's
Does he
first
say
language,
anything illegal?
but it's it's definitely better than any of us. So I just, in inverted commas, pledged you $6.01 on Patron. I'd like to use this chance to explain this unusual high amount of money. I don't have any favourites. $2 are for Tom, $2 are for Paul, and $2.01 are for Luke.
What the fuck?
Since I shoved that money down your throats, I thought I might as well use this email to ask some questions. 1. I'd like to hear you guys play Sweet Child of Mine. Okay? 2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
2. Will we ever hear a Luke Sital sing Dead Mouse crossover?
That's what we were all thinking.
Yeah.
Greetings from a German backpacker in New Zealand.
Hey.
Wow.
And yes, every episode in a week. You really should start with 10. The first 9 are shit. And that's a shit. It's such a good email.
Wow.
It just made me happy just reading it out.
Yeah.
Whoa. And he's pitched it just right.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that. All I remember is getting the 1p extra. Thanks very much.
Yeah. It is playing favourites.
It's got to be.
He knows, mate. He knows. It's a code, but I've cracked the code, and it means I'm the best. So.
And you're worth 1 cent more than the rest of
I
us.
mean, it's still a bit on the cheap end, but I mean, I'll take it. But
That's got to be the most money anyone's pledged us, right?
yes. I don't know. Probably. Thanks,
Yannick wins, I
Yannick.
think.
That, mate.
I think he
And
wins.
Cue the Sweet Child of Mine. Oh no, I haven't got that. I haven't got that.
Can you play it?
Yeah, maybe.
No, but appreciate it. You know, Yannick. That's
Thanks,
his real
Yannick.
name.
You win.
Dead Mouse. Don't think so. Sweet Child of Mine. No. And
We'll play that jingle where Luke mentions Sweet Child of Mine. How about that?
that sounds awesome. Yeah. Can you play Sweet Child of Mine? Oh, you'll like this, guys. You'll like this. Just wanted to share this. You'll like this little story. But it shows me how much of a prick I've actually become when it comes to my coffee. Right, coffee snob.
Okay.
Yeah. I was actually on a coffee podcast the other day. A rival podcast. That's right. I went on a
Oh
podcast
my
about
good
coffee. It hasn't come
God.
out yet. It's
Oh.
brilliant. It's going to be great.
Okay.
You're
Looking
gonna love
forward
it,
to that.
Paul. You are going to love it.
Rich roast.
Anyway, I was
pod.
talking to this guy about water, right? Very important.
Yeah.
When it comes to, well, it's sort of quite important when it comes to any beverage, really. If it's a
Or
water-based
living,
beverage,
you know,
and living.
surviving.
But anyway, there is a kind of chemical makeup that is best for brewing coffee, and you know, some of the fancy coffee shops will have a sort of filtration system in the built into their water supply, so they get it. You know, I've been using a Brita filter at home, which, you know, does some of the work, but doesn't really take out all the things that are necessary. I was asking this guy what the best high street water is, and he gave me a few options. Said one of the most popular ones is Volvic.
You took up a bottled water.
Yeah, bottled water here, you know. And I don't
Right.
necessarily condone bottled water use on a mass scale. You know, it's a waste essentially. But
Artisan water.
if you can't,
remember.
yeah. Well, we talked about this in the past, actually, haven't we? Artisan water, which I mistaken. It wasn't nice. Artesian water, it's a different thing. But anyway, we don't go there anymore. Volvic, anyway, is what I use.
Yeah.
And it has made a big difference to my home brewing. Thanks for asking. I'm very happy with it. And I did a Sainsbury's shop the other day, a big Sainsbury's shop, and I ordered like 6 3-litre bottles of Volvic water to come. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm in waiting for the guy. I see him out there, and he's struggling with all the stuff. There's quite a few crates, and the heaviest one is this giant one full of water bottles. I watch him struggle and carry all the way from his van.
Was he a slight
Huh?
young gentleman?
He had blue hair, but that's Bristol for you. He wasn't slight, but he was like a youngish kind of, don't know, probably the same age as me, to be honest with you. So yeah, young. And he gets to the door, and you know how it is with some when you do Sainsbury's or other supermarket vendors are available. Yeah, although Sainsbury's want to get in touch, we could do with some more nectar points. So just Anyway, the story is taking too long, but and sometimes they give you they swap out your shit if they don't have what's in stock, right? So I get there and it's fucking. He's got me Buxton, hasn't he? Got me Buxton, and he went the only thing. You got everything here, sir. The only thing that's different. You just got your Buxton instead of Volvic. Hope that's okay.
What?
And I just went. It was just probably the most practiced thing I've ever done. I was like,
Did you go,
no, that's not going to work.
Won't do. It's not going to work.
So he had to, and the look on his face because he'd lugged the whole thing up the road. And he had to
I hate Buxton.
Sorry, yeah, that's not really going to work. I'm going to have to send those back.
What do you think he thought wasn't going to work?
Well, that's the thing. I thought. I wasn't sure if it was best to explain it or just leave him hanging. I thought it was best.
Probably too much to explain, really.
Yeah,
He'll probably think you're more of a prat.
I didn't explain, but I did feel like a prat. And I apologise to that man with the blue hair, the Sainsbury's delivery man in Bristol. But yeah, he understands now, and I think he shouldn't have flung me those evil eyes.
He'll never make that mistake again.
Water is different, you know? Even if I just like the taste of Volvic better than Buxton. Yeah? I don't know. But I felt bad. But I also laughed about
have you ever done a taste test?
I did, not a blind one, but I did do, because one of the other ones that the guy recommended was Volvic and then Ashbeck, which is one that you get from Tesco. And I got some of that as well, and I much preferred the Volvic. So
right.
Give it a go. Give it a go. What's your favourite water for coffee?
Paul?
I use chalky tap water from the Downs. Yeah.
What's the water like in Sussex anyway? I can't remember.
Pretty
quite
fucking
hard?
shit.
Oh, right. I'm sorry it doesn't taste like cheese and cider. Yeah, coming over here.
That's Devon. That's Devon.
Bristol water is shit, so that's why I get Volvic or anything
so
else.
Is Sussex.
But it's actually made a very big difference. I think you will. You would probably taste it. I think most people would taste the difference. Taste the difference. That's a good name for a range.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We should patent that.
So there you go.
And that's water. I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to that podcast, Luke. Looking forward to hearing you talk shit.
I'm not. That sounds really boring.
We ain't been near a World Cup since 1966, with Alan Ball out on the wings and Banks between the six. We put our hope in England, but they can't keep the ball. They take our dreams and drink them and then piss them up the wall. Gareth Southgate, win this fucking match. Else you'll pay the penalty, and you can't take them now, can you guys? Gareth Southgate, smiley solid man. Do your fucking job, and do it for England.
Yeah.
I would like to take umbrage, or, I've got a little bit of a quibble with the shite saber thing that you introduced a couple of weeks ago. This guy who was
that's rain saber. You're getting it wrong.
Picking sweet corn in the fields when he realised that he could make a lightsaber with an umbrella on the top. Do you think that he maybe had watched Blade Runner that day when he came up with that idea? Because they're in that.
Oh,
and
are
that
they?
was made in 1982. Yes.
The shite saber.
Every person in the street is basically
Got a rain saber.
has an umbrella with a light up
shaft.
Oh, you can't tell him. He worked all summer.
This is my favourite movie, and I didn't really realise when we were talking about it until I went to the secret cinema.
And everyone had rain sabers.
They were selling them. there.
Oh, mate.
Shit.
And then obviously you watch
Shots
the film
fired.
and you realise everyone's in the street is using them in the film as well.
You
So,
need to send him a comment. You need to send him can you comment on his thing, on his Instagram or something?
Is there might be like a space for comment on the
the
Kickstarter.
Yeah, but
thing.
there is.
Mate,
but
have
I
you
don't see
seen
how
Blade
do it.
Runner?
You seen Blade Runner, mate? You're getting done. Ridley's coming after you. Rain Sabers. Well, just as an update, he smashed past his goal.
Did he?
Of,
Really?
with $567 extra. So $30,000 he raised for that shit show.
Oh, God. And, he should be sued by George Lucas and Ridley Scott now. So I'll be telling Ridley direct.
Ridley!
Ridders!
You won't believe this.
Want some extra money? That was something that I noticed, and it made me instantly think of the Shite Saber.
Yeah, great.
Believe it.
Yeah,
And you went to the secret cinema. How was it? You loved it.
I did. I went with my father-in-law.
You took your time. It must be nearing its end of run.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was in the US.
Oh, how was
recently,
that?
so it's very nice. I like it there.
What's your favourite bit?
And I will be visiting you when you eventually live there, Luke. Don't you worry. I'll just be popping in and just turning up on your doorstep and going, hello.
I won't
I'm
tell you where I
here."
live. I won't tell you where I live.
That's true.
So just try and find me, mate. It's a big place.
Skid Row.
Probably at this rate.
Just head straight for Skid Row or maybe Englewood.
Did you
That's
check
probably
out
where you're
Skid
going
Row?
for, isn't it? No, I didn't. We didn't go to downtown at all in the end. But we did a lot of other things.
Yeah.
Very nice it is there. I liked it. Could see myself living there one day if I become wealthy.
Yes.
Maybe
Well,
from
it's not that-
Patreon. You never
It's
know.
not that much more expensive than. Well, it is.
Yeah,
isn't
but it is if you want a visa as well.
Yes,
Oh.
that's true. Yeah, but
It's
not
not
if
just
you
to live in
get a visa through other means.
That's it. See, I
That's
have
what
to
I did.
become more popular as an artist
Tricky.
to be able to get in a position.
Forget it.
In a position. Yeah,
35,
pipe
mate.
dreams are good.
A good dreams.
Keep on dreaming. Keep up the doodling.
It was quite good because you asked me for for recommendations. I gave you many a recommendation, and I don't think you did a single one of them, which is quite cool, wasn't it? Enjoyed that.
I think I did actually want to.
was a different
I was
vibe, it was a
very,
different
very
vibe.
keen, very keen to use the bird scooters.
Right.
Very keen.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Simon
weren't
and Hannah were not, and
what?
I got in a bit of a mood.
Why didn't they want to do it? Why didn't
Dunno.
Si want to do it?
I know it's a great idea. I got the app. I made them get the app.
It's
and then
quite scary.
when it
It's
came round
fairly
to it-
scary, sort of. But you just go on the
I
pavement.
was well up for it.
Most of them.
We were just going to do it along Venice Beach, just like the.
Oh yeah, that's good fun.
The
That's
path.
actually that. Yeah.
But no one was up for it. So I tried, Luke. I tried.
Yeah, I sort of sent my recommendations. This is what me and Hannah do on holidays: just sit in cafes and bakeries and fucking eat food. And then so I saw all I pretty much sent you. Like, oh, what did you do?
Yeah, it was a lot of food
rafting.
places. We went whitewater rafting, climbing a mountain, and Universal Studios.
Give us your Rex, mate. We're going to Universal Studios. I don't
Yeah.
left that one off the old list. That's a given,
did
though. Isn't it?
go-
That's a given.
I did go to a new whiskey bar called Catcher in the Rye. If you
right.
get it, yeah, like that.
I get it. Yeah, rye.
Yeah.
Yeah, rye whiskey.
Yeah, that was nice, and I got introduced by a friend to I think he called it an Irish breakfast.
Yeah.
Which is
With, like, soda
a
bread and stuff.
shot of
Oh,
Jameson's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
A glass with a little shot of orange juice with some butterscotch syrup in it, and then a
Fucking
shot
hell.
of bacon bites, or just bacon bits of
Jesus.
bacon. So you do one after the other. You do the Jameson's first, then the orange, then the bacon, and it tastes like breakfast. That is an Irish
Yeah, that
breakfast.
sounds like a very different kind of LA experience to what I have.
Yeah. I mean, that was my only real night out on the tiles.
Was it?
And we didn't really go anywhere other than that bar and then back and just listening to records and stuff. So he did give me a tour of the of Mulholland and looking out over
Nice.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was
Did you
cool.
meet any film stars?
No, the only famous person I saw was A.C. Slater.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
What's his name again? Mario Lopez.
Don't know who that
Could
is.
be.
From
Could
Saved
be.
by the Bell, played A.C. Slater. He was at Universal Studios sort of presenting something at the front gates. That is the only famous person I saw whilst in LA, unfortunately. Although I did find out that very near to where I was staying at my brother-in-law's house, Michael Cera lives, apparently. Didn't see him, but lives nearby, apparently.
Nerd, probably.
Yeah.
Last time when I was in LA last year, on Venice Beach, some bloke came up to me and said, "If you don't have a pet rock, you won't be chosen for the rapture." I went, all right.
I'll take one.
It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to football's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to football's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to football's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to go. It's time to football's time to go.
Paul seems to always go to strip clubs. I reckon Paul's been to more strip clubs than anyone else I know. I mean, I've never been to one. I know I did go to one by accident once. I thought I was going to the toilet. I was looking for the toilet in a pub, and there was another room in the back, and it was quite a lot of seedy men in there and a weird old lady dancing around.
And you're like, well, I'm in the right place.
Yeah, I'll stay here for a little bit. Check out the
They're
scene.
so horrible and awkward. I was in one in Hull, of all places.
What?
And I just played a gig supporting the Bees on tour.
The Bee Gees?
And at the Bees, and my friend Jack, who was also from Worthing, he was studying in Hull, and he came out. We were hanging out, and obviously our main man was there, of course, as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was their idea.
Of course it was, yeah.
Go in there, £2 entry. You know you're paying for quality there.
Yeah.
So,
Includes a drink.
went in
Includes
there,
the first drink.
went in there, got given a few free shots. No, went in there, had a couple of pints. Didn't take long before, out of the speakers whilst a young lady was dancing, I was listening to the April and I album.
Oh, wow.
Okay, first 4 tracks and then they took it off.
Wow, they lasted 4 tracks?
Lasted 4 tracks.
How
and
do
it was
you
surreal.
dance to School Bully?
Well, I
in a
don't know. I
seductive
think
way?
they cut it off just before then. I think they knew what was coming. But so, and there were people of course, there were people from the gig there as well, pointing.
That's
Is that
your
the bloke from-
music.
Hey!
And that's a naked lady.
Oh, it's always good meeting a
brilliant.
fan in a strip club.
All right, what are you doing here? Nothing.
What are you doing here?
are you
Probably the same
doing
as you, mate.
Are you ogling?
Get my moon in.
It's like my equivalent
Weird.
of that is when a fan sees me in Asda. I go,
What?
I don't shop here usually. I don't usually shop in Asda.
You didn't want to be seen in Weatherspoons just in case a fan saw you.
And they did as well. And then they
Yeah,
called
they
me
did.
out on it as well. Can't believe you're in that shit pub. It's because I was sat outside the Witherspoons in the little
Oh dear.
sort of
Never do
patio-
that. Never in the
patio
light
table.
of day.
leader, and Alex Leader was like, "Stop being such a twat.
'cause
No one cares."
He loves that stuff.
Yeah,
he
he
loves.
does.
He loves. Oh, a lovely pint of Holston
Shit.
pills
Yeah.
and beans and sausage and mash, and and backing in
HP
delivery
sauce.
drivers.
The Idiot Check podcast is sponsored by Woolworths, the only place to get stuff.
Wrap this up. Do something good to finish this shit.
What's chili con carne?
Oh, that's a game.
That's a title without a game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, explain.
Should we play?
Yeah,
Do you want to play?
that's always a good feature on this pod, playing games that no one else can join in on. Let's do that.
Okay.
This is where Paul tries to.
We're gonna split into teams of 2.
Right, already a problem there.
Guess what I've got in my mouth?
What?
Guess what I've
Can you
got in my
explain the
mouth?
game first? Without what's
There
going
is
on?
no game.
Guess what I've got in my mouth?
Banana,
No,
Chili con carne.
no,
chili con carne.
no,
Your fingers.
no,
Your,
A shit.
no,
a piece of apple.
no.
A sock.
You've run out of guesses.
Have I?
And that's going to be a rollover till next week. We come back with chili con carne.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Love Island. Who's been watching Love Island? It's bloody brilliant. I'm hooked.
I've managed to not see it.
Yeah, no, you
It
should.
should be fantastic.
You should carry on avoiding it because once you
Actually, though,
pop, you can't stop.
is that right?
Yeah,
Is this new then? Because everyone's making a huge fuss out of it, but I thought it's been around.
It's been around.
ages.
So I did some research into this. I think it began in the sort of early-ish 2000s. It was a spin-off of some sort of celebrity
Ooh.
thing, and it went for a couple of seasons or something. They got cancelled, and then they brought it back in 2015, and it's been going every year. But it's getting more and more popular. And I think it's the
Right.
current season was the most highly watched thing on ITV history. I think something like that. So it's fucking
All I know
shambles. It's a
about
shambles,
is
but it's
Danny
hilarious.
Dyer permitted his daughter to make whoopee on it.
Yeah, she's
What?
Danny
That's all I know.
Dyer's daughter, who's called Danny Dyer.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Her name's Danny. Yeah, Danielle,
Oh
but she
my-
calls it Danny.
Word.
But it's basically Big Brother, but with more of an emphasis on having sex.
Romance.
And yeah,
And is it
coupling
something
up.
like by the end of each week? I don't know. You have to pair up with someone.
It seems to be quite
each
random
week
what
or
they actually
something?
have to do, but yeah, you have to like couple up, they call it, and there's lots of phrases that I didn't know were in the vernacular. That's what I'm finding quite helpful about it.
What?
It's like things that I didn't know people said, because basically I don't talk to anyone or know anyone, especially not sort of chavvy people. But cracking on. I didn't know what that meant. I thought that meant let's carry on, crack on, fucking hurry up, crack on, mate. It means flirting or like getting it on with someone. Apparently,
Cracking on.
Yeah, if you're
cracking on to someone, you
If you-
mean?
yeah, I
Like,
guess so,
oh,
yeah.
he's cracking on to your bird,
yeah,
Danny.
he's flirting with them. He's having a go. You know.
What?
Yeah.
That's said like every other word is every other phrase.
Yeah.
It's
Are
cracking
Do
on.
they say at the end of the day?
Yeah, they say that a lot.
A lot, yeah.
That seems to be a sort of Big Brother kind
Do
of.
they say
diary
end of?
from- End of.
Well,
They
it's
say,
also a Jeremy Kyle thing.
Mugging me off. Mugging them
Mugging
off.
me off.
Being
He's
mugged
mugging
off.
me off.
yeah.
He's mugging you off.
That seems to
At
be.
the end of the
say,
day, he's cracking on to her.
If he's going to crack onto it at the end of the day, I ain't going to be mugged
Then
off.
I'm mugging
He's-
me off.
And then being pied off as well. Being pied off.
Pied off.
I'm there watching it with fucking Urban Dictionary out going, what the fuck does that mean? The fuck are they talking about? What's that? What's a pie got to do with it? So yeah, if you're pied off, that's sort of like mugging off, but I think it's more. I think it's the same thing.
It's more
Pied
pastry
off.
based
It's more.
Don't like pied off.
mugging.
I think pied off is being more dumped, like officially sort of rejected or dumped or something.
Well, I have
Right.
heard the phrase
pied me
being like
off.
pied, as in being ignored. Like, say if you see someone in the street and they see you but don't acknowledge you, that's being
yeah,
pied.
I think it's a variation of
Right.
that, sort of like rejected
Yeah.
or forgotten or
You pied me.
betrayed. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting show. It's one of these ones. It's on every single night, and it's like it's taken over my life. I can't.
So
can't stop
when
watching
you say Danny Dyer gave his daughter permission to have sex on it, what do you mean?
Well,
just by letting her go on?
I wasn't there, but I saw it on some show saying that he'd just basically come out in the press saying, she can do what she wants.
Well, that's not really giving it's not really giving permission. It's just being like, I don't have any control over what she does.
I think he was. I don't know. I think he was asked
an adult.
specifically about that. Yeah, she can do what she wants, but yeah,
it is weird.
It's not. Yeah, it's just a weird thing to say.
It's just a good show. It's just a really wholesome show where people finding true love.
Is it wholesome?
No,
I thought not.
Is it the opposite of wholesome?
It's
wet biscuits.
Slightly it's this far away from being like pornography on national TV.
So if wholesome is a nice granary loaf of Hovis,
no, you don't really. There's not much. There's not much sex in it.
A Bakewell tart.
You don't get to see any of it.
Dear ITV, I tuned into Love Island expecting a full representation of the romance between two people. I was thoroughly disappointed not to see any penetration whatsoever, only the aftermath. And I'm sick of it, and I'm going to turn over to Channel 4 and watch My Big Penis.
Dear points of view.
My Big Penis and me.
Dear Anne Robinson. I want to see more tits on TV.
More tits.
Not yours, though. I must stress.
It's got that Caroline Flack. Do you remember her from I don't know what she used to do.
X Factor.
Did she? Yeah, and she's presented. She used to follow me on Twitter, mate. That's my claim to fame.
Whoa!
She doesn't anymore.
Used to.
What happened?
Yeah,
What happened?
She definitely saw. She definitely had a cull. Looked at me, went.
If you were reading this,
and
you
went
made it
first.
through the
Yeah.
cull. That's what she wrote to me. So
Let me just double check that
recently.
Let me double check that's a fact that she's unfollowed me. Might be because I unfollowed her though. So I unfollowed her first. So thank you. And I only followed her because she was following me. So how does that work?
Cut us some flack, mate.
Oh, are you mugging me off, Flack?
Is it one of these shows that has its own little annoying brother show?
Yep.
Where they talk about what's gone on with
It's called After Sun. It's called
celebrities.
After Sun.
Oh yes, mate.
God.
Because it's at the end of the day, you've been all burnt up.
At the end of the
Lotion
day,
on there,
you're
remoisturised.
burnt up.
You're burnt up, mate. Yeah.
It should be called at the end of the day.
But the psychological trauma they must be going through because they think they're in love and they're sort of being forced into these relationships and then they know each other for weeks on end, but they're with each other 24/7.
They think they're in love, but they know they're on TV.
Yeah, well, they know they're on
right?
TV, but then they kind of want to be in love because the ones that are in love tend to don't get kicked out, and then in the end you win 50 grand.
Love
So
is
it's
the
the
winner.
pressure to fall in love. So there's a lot of people pretending to fall in love in order to not get kicked off.
Yeah, because then new girls or boys come in and then they mug them off, pie them off, crack on with the new ones.
Yeah,
Because she's a cup size bigger than the last one. Whoa, I'm getting in there. Fucking horrific.
Is it
It's
promoting
horrific.
infidelity and being saucy?
It's pretty shocking. But it's pretty good as well.
Yeah. Sounds awful.
I like it.
What the hell are you doing? You absolute idiot!
I need to go. Quickly do something good because this has all been shit. Do something good. Quickly. Go.
The other day I walked into isn't it weird when you go into shops and you don't want to buy anything but you walked in there and you have to sort of walk out again but with your hands out your pockets and you look a bit weird.
very true.
To make
Does
sure
that
they don't
happen
think
to
you
you?
stole anything.
Yeah, because I feel conscious
I
about
do
that. I
that,
always
yeah.
take my hood off before I go in.
It's so true. Yeah, put the gun
Yes.
away as well.
And then I walk out really rigidly so I look worse because I'm holding my arms straight to not look like
There's
they're
nothing
edging
more
over my
suspicious.
pockets.
There's nothing more suspicious than trying not to look suspicious.
Especially if you've picked something up in the shop.
Yeah.
If you've already picked something up in the shop and maybe the person has seen you pick it up and then you go,
like
actually,
you're
I don't
in.
want it.
That's a contract.
no.
That's a contract with the shop.
Do you ever do the thing where, like, to make sure that they know you haven't nicked it, you do in full view of the attendant, sort of do a no.
Yeah.
Like, a little
actually,
shake of the head
no.
and then put back on the actually no.
Yeah, you have to verbalise
too
it or somehow
expensive.
act it out.
Yeah.
But I did that the other day in Tesco, and I made eye contact with the cashier, and I said thank you.
The cashier.
Cashier.
Pop star.
And I think that made it worse. So then I felt I had to say thank you, even though I didn't buy anything or use their services, but just to almost clear me. That's
Thanks.
like,
Thank you.
So you went up and said thank you, and they said, for what? For what, sir?
I just left.
Idiot.
What are you
But
talking
I left with my arms perfectly straight, about
they
3
went,
inches from my waist.
Which probably made you look really suspicious.
Just trying not to put my hands in my hoodie
Like, are
pockets.
you hiding things in your sleeves, sir? Why are they so straight? Hiding 5 Yorkies up his sleeves.
Could do it as well.
You could at least
Well,
5.
I mean,
Yeah.
Paul could easily get a
Yorkie
couple
duo.
of baguettes up his sleeves without.
That's why his arms were so straight. He's got some bread in there.
Oh mate, pepperonis, cheese strings.
Is it the same kind of thing? Like when you run for a bus and you miss it, and then you pretend like
Didn't
you
want it.
weren't
It is a bit
actually
like
running
that.
for
Anyway,
it. Didn't want it.
anyway.
Didn't want it. Just going for a quick jog.
Just thought I'd get here a bit early for the next one.
Or you walk down the street and you turn around because you need to go the other direction, and then you realise and you decide again that you need to turn around again, and you sort of do a little charade like, oh, actually, oh yeah, like pretend you've forgotten something, like physically, like an act of like, oh yeah, so no one thinks you're a fucking weirdo for like doing a 360 in the street.
Yeah, it's the same when you trip and you look back at the thing that tripped you when there's never.
Yeah,
really
you have
need,
to,
as if
otherwise
say,
people just think you're weird. Yeah. You look back and you do a little smile like it's funny,
Yeah,
like
so,
you've seen the
did
funny
it.
joke, so no one else can find it funny. If I laugh, everyone's laughing with me. And
Oh, humans are such dickheads, aren't we?
yeah,
By nature.
yeah.
Just because we just
I
don't
think
want
it's
to get
just.
told off.
I think
or
it's just. I don't think it's
mocked.
humans. I think it's just English
I
people.
think it might be
Yeah,
English
no, it is,
people.
it is English people for sure.
It's just wankers in this country.
Good note to end.
Hard Brexit.
Brexit. It was so much better when we're on our own, guys.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for all the money you've given us, Yannick.
Thanks for the Patreon. Do you want to say the address for that? Patreon at Patreon.
Just go on the
/
website.
All the stuff's there.
Patreon. We have reached the goal, but that we were going for of $20. No, we haven't. It's 19 now. See, I think people keep
dear.
fucking.
Just short.
Not quite there.
I think people keep unpatroning us.
Really?
Probably because we've been so inconsistent, which is gonna change now because we're doing one every other
We're
week.
saving them money.
For that bullshit. But don't do that because, please, we should be doing an episode every 2 weeks.
Yes,
You heard it here first.
that is
Shall we try it?
Not
Shall we
a
try
promise, but a
A pledge, not a pledge.
Suggestion.
It's a aim, a goal.
It's an idea.
Yeah.
A goal. A World Cup.
Come on,
goal.
England, do the goals,
Yeah.
do the balls.
Score more goals than the opposing team.
Come on, England.
Come on, England.
Okay, see ya.
See you
You
later.
can
mate.
carry on making weird noises. I'm gonna
Nah, I'm
go.
gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop. I need a wee.
Okay, bye.
Cool. Latest, chaps.
Boy,
See ya.
boy.
I like football more than you. I like all them teams what dress in blue. I like football way, way more than you. How many footballs have you got? More than me, no you have not. I got loads more football balls than you. Rooney, Beckham, Rooney and Beckham, Rooney,
Beckham and Peter Shilton. Rooney, Beckham, Rooney and Beckham. Rooney, Beckham and Ray Wilkins. You got a little instrument handy somewhere, Paul?
Yeah.
Play a bit of Sweet Child of Mine to play us out at the end of the pod?
Yeah, why not?
I got one here, mate.
Go on then.
Something like that, innit? Is
That's
that it?
good. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
actually don't know.
Can you try and do dueling guitar solo here?
Yeah, right.
Basically,
Guys.
if you can play Sweet Child of Mine from memory, it means you're a shit musician. That's all. That's all it means, and that is the joke of the jingle as well. So, sorry,
Guys,
Yannick.
together,
Right.
Sweet Child of Mine.
Fuck. Gotta get my guitar now. What's that? Vintage Gibson ES120.
What key were you in, mate?
Go on, together.
3, 2, 1, go. Sweet child of mine. Oh, sweet child of mine.
Sweet child of mine.
Yeah, cut this out.